Dr. Rachel Kim stared out the viewport of the spacecraft, her eyes fixed on the swirling clouds of gas and dust that filled the viewport. The ship's instruments hummed softly around her, monitoring the vast expanse of interstellar space that stretched out before them. "Captain, we're entering the outer rim of the Andromeda Galaxy," announced the ship's AI, its smooth voice interrupting the silence of the control room. Captain Lewis nodded, his eyes flicking between the navigation charts and the main view screen. "Very well, Alice. Begin running diagnostics on the FTL drive. We'll need to be at peak efficiency to navigate the gravitational waves." Rachel's thoughts drifted back to the mission briefing, the words of the Director of Interstellar Exploration still echoing in her mind. Find the source of the anomalous energy signature and determine its potential for advancement of human civilization. The ship shuddered subtly as it entered the outer reaches of the galaxy, the gravity waves buffeting it like a cosmic zephyr. Rachel felt a shiver run down her spine as she contemplated the unknown wonders that lay ahead. "Captain, I'm reading an energy spike emanating from the third planet of the Kappa Orionis system," announced the ship's chief engineer, a hint of excitement in his voice. Rachel's gaze snapped back to the main view screen, her heart quickening with anticipation. What secrets lay hidden in the heart of Andromeda, waiting to be unearthed? "Alter our course to intercept," Captain Lewis ordered, his eyes locked on the main view screen. "Rachel, can you start running analysis on the energy signature? I want to know what we're dealing with here." Rachel's fingers flew across the console, calling up the spectrographic analysis software. The ship's computer, Alice, hummed in tandem with Rachel's thoughts, rapidly processing the incoming data. "Preliminary analysis indicates a high-energy radiation pattern, Captain," Rachel reported, her eyes scanning the data streaming across her console. "It's unlike anything I've seen before. The signature is—" She hesitated, her brow furrowed in concentration. "It's almost quantum in nature. Alice, can you project the energy signature onto the main view screen?" Captain Lewis asked, his voice low and even. The AI nodded, and the view screen flickered, displaying a swirling vortex of color that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. Rachel felt a shiver run down her spine as she gazed upon the image. "Captain, I think we're looking at a stable wormhole." Captain Lewis's eyes narrowed. "A natural wormhole? Or an artificial construct?" Rachel's fingers danced across her console, calling up further data. "The energy signature is too precise, Captain. I believe we're looking at a construct, possibly of advanced alien technology." The bridge fell silent, the only sound the soft hum of the ship's instruments. Captain Lewis's voice broke the silence, his words spoken with a sense of awe and trepidation. "It seems we've stumbled upon something much bigger than we ever could have imagined. Rachel, try to establish a communications link with whatever is on the other side of that wormhole." Rachel's hands moved swiftly across her console, calling up the communication arrays. The ship's computer, Alice, echoed her actions, weaving a complex pattern of radio frequencies and subspace signals. "We're transmitting a standard greeting package, Captain," Rachel announced, her eyes fixed on the console. "Let's hope someone is listening on the other side." The bridge fell silent once more, the only sound the soft hum of the ship's instruments. Minutes ticked by, each one feeling like an eternity. Suddenly, the console beeped, signaling an incoming transmission. Rachel's heart quickened as she accessed the message. "What is it, Rachel?" Captain Lewis asked, his voice low and even. Rachel's eyes scanned the data, her brow furrowed in concentration. "It's a response, Captain. The message is garbled, but I think I can clean it up." The main view screen flickered, displaying a grainy image of an alien entity. Rachel's breath caught in her throat as she gazed upon the being, its features unlike anything she had ever seen. "Greetings, travelers from beyond our realm." The entity spoke, its voice like a gentle breeze. "I am Ambassador Zortath of the KTKTK Empire. We have awaited your arrival for some time." Captain Lewis's eyes narrowed. "Ambassador, we mean no harm. We're explorers, seeking to understand the secrets of the universe." The ambassador's response was cryptic. Your presence has been anticipated. We have much to discuss and little time to waste. Prepare to receive our transmission protocols. We will enlighten you. Rachel's console beeped once more, signaling the arrival of a massive data package. She glanced up at Captain Lewis, a sense of trepidation growing in the pit of her stomach. Captain, I think we're about to receive a lot more than we bargained for. Captain Lewis's eyes locked onto Rachel's, a silent understanding passing between them. Rachel, begin downloading the data package. Alice, monitor the transmission and analyze the protocols. The ship's computer, Alice, nodded, her digital presence humming as she worked to unravel the complexities of the alien transmission. Rachel's fingers flew across her console, accepting the data package as it flooded into the ship's systems. The bridge fell silent once more, the only sound the soft hum of the ship's instruments and the gentle chatter of data streaming across the consoles. Minutes ticked by, the tension building as the crew waited for the analysis to complete. Finally, Alice spoke up, her voice tinged with a hint of excitement. Captain, I've cracked the encryption. The data package contains a blueprint for a new form of faster-than-light travel. Rachel's eyes widened as she scanned the data, her mind reeling with the implications. Captain, this is impossible. The math doesn't add up. It's as if they're manipulating space-time in ways we never thought possible. Captain Lewis's face set in a determined expression. Alice, can you integrate this technology into our ship's systems? Alice's digital presence hesitated, a rare occurrence for the usually prompt AI. Captain, I'm not sure. The calculations are unorthodox. I'll need more time to verify the safety protocols. Captain Lewis's eyes narrowed. Do it, Alice. We can't afford to hesitate. This could be the breakthrough humanity needs to explore the cosmos. Rachel's console beeped, a warning flashing on her screen. Captain, I'm detecting an energy surge building up in the wormhole. It's preparing to stabilize the connection between our universes. The bridge fell silent once more, the weight of their discovery hanging in the air like a challenge. Captain Lewis's voice broke the silence, his words laced with a sense of destiny. It seems we have a choice to make. We can play it safe, or we can take the leap of faith and see where this discovery takes us. The universe, it seems, is full of surprises. Let's go find out what's waiting for us on the other side. Aye, Captain, Rachel replied. Her eyes locked on the view screen as the wormhole's energy surge reached a critical point. The ship shuddered, its hull creaking under the strain of the unstable energy vortex. Captain Lewis's grip on the arms of his chair tightened, his knuckles white with tension. Hold on, everyone, he warned, his voice low and even. The wormhole's energy output spiked, the ship trembling like a leaf as it was buffeted by the turbulent forces. Rachel's console beeped wildly, warnings flashing across the screen as the ship's systems struggled to compensate for the stress. Then, in an instant, the ship was through, emerging on the other side of the wormhole like a bullet shot from a gun. The view screen flickered, clearing to reveal a breathtaking vista. Stars and galaxies whirling through the cosmos like diamonds on velvet. Captain Lewis exhaled slowly, his eyes never leaving the view screen. Alice, take a moment to survey our surroundings. We've got a new universe to explore. Alice's digital presence hummed in response, her processes working in tandem with Rachel's console to chart their new surroundings. The silence on the bridge was almost palpable, the only sound the soft hum of the ship's instruments and the gentle chatter of data streaming across the consoles. Rachel's console beeped, a new message flashing on her screen. Captain, I'm detecting something. A structure unlike anything I've seen before. It's massive, spanning entire star systems. Captain Lewis's eyes narrowed, his voice taking on a tone of excitement. Take us in, Rachel. Let's take a closer look. The ship responded to Rachel's input, its engines humming as it altered course, drawing closer to the enigmatic structure. As they drew nearer, the scope of the construction became clearer. A megastructure, spanning thousands of light years, a cosmic wonder that defied explanation. Captain Lewis's voice was barely above a whisper. We're not alone in the universe, and we're not the only ones who've been busy building things.